What's going on, people? We are back again with another MovingMAD video, and this one right here is all about Danielle and Johan. Now, as you may know, from the most recent episode, it came out that Johan had been taking money behind Danielle's back. And not only did he do it once, it wasn't twice, it wasn't 3 times, but from what I remember, it was around about 15 times or more. So therefore, Danielle had no choice but to confront Johan and say to him, hey, money keeps missing from my account. Where has it gone? And he tried to deny it the first time until Danielle said, you know what? I actually got proof because I went to the bank. I asked to see the cameras and we could see it was you. And to be honest with you, now I actually think of her saying that, I do wonder if she just made it up to just try and, see if he would admit the truth. Because really and truly, that is quite a stretch to really go all the way to the bank and ask for the cameras to see who had been withdrawing money. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, now I think about it, I think that maybe she kind of played him at his game. She called his bluff. But either way, though, he then panicked and then started to cough up that yes, he had been doing it. And because of this, they end up having one hell of an argument. Now, this argument has put people on 2 different sides. There are people like myself who say that he's absolutely in the wrong. And at the end of the day, a real man would never necessarily actually seek to be with a woman and want to live with her. A real man would want to be someone that actually provides and protects and also wants to be the best partner possible with his woman, do you see what I'm saying? But when it comes to Johan now, he doesn't care about none of that stuff. All he cares about is that Danielle pays him because she is an American woman. Now, with that being said, now, if you're looking at your screens right now, you will see that Danielle has decided to go on a little bit of a spree on her Instagram. And she has come out to say these things. I'm going to say this once. This is television. And if you watched that television show last night and came away with sympathy for Johan, you need to be in very intensive therapy because even objectively, there was nothing there you could defend. I mean, in my opinion, she does have a point. She does have a point. And I say this because you see, when it comes to Johan, the way I look at it is this. This is a man that has been put through a situation where when he met Danielle, he had an agenda. His agenda was to come to the United States of America. Danielle also had an agenda, and her agenda was to move to the DR, so therefore she can live that retirement lifestyle, shall I say, but also at the same time to have her own little personal boy toy. Now, because of this, both of these two had their own agendas of what they wanted from the relationship. Now, of course, when it comes to those agendas, it seems as if Danielle kind of got what she wanted. But it doesn't necessarily feel as if maybe Johan got what he wanted because, of course, he wanted to come to America so he can get a job and therefore allegedly earn money to send home. And I say allegedly because this guy says a lot of things, but sticking to them is a bit subjective. But with that being said, though, should we still be in a position where we are allowed to defend Johan just because Danielle broke her promise or broke her word or Danielle has stopped him from fulfilling what he wanted to do? Well, here's the thing. Johan is a grown-ass man, 32, 33, whatever, and he has chosen to stay with Danielle. And the fact that he chose to stay with Danielle means that anything that happens is his own fault because he had the option to walk away from Danielle when she revealed that we are not going to America, okay? He had that option. He also had the option to walk away when Danielle also revealed that, guess what? I'm not even going to provide for you like that. I'm only going to provide only until you get yourself a job. Okay, pretty much. But I'm not going to provide for you for the rest of your life. So we've got a perception here where Johan thinks he's going to go to America. He's also thinking that there's going to be a woman who's going to provide for him for the rest of his life. So with that being said, it is clear that Danielle was never going to stick to those things. But what did Johan decide to do? He decided to still stay with Danielle. And not only did he decide to still stay with Danielle, he also decided to still marry Danielle. So therefore, making that choice as an adult, you can only blame the one person, and that's the adult who made those choices. Now, also at the same time, he also said that he wanted children. Danielle knew that having children for herself, it wasn't something that's going to be easy, but she did stress this to him multiple times, and he didn't listen. They even went and saw doctors, but he didn't listen. Some people like to put that blame onto Danielle, and I ain't saying that she's necessarily not in the blame, but as far as I'm concerned, she definitely did stress that to him multiple times, but Johan was like, ba. But now we move on to the next thing that she had to say. This photo was taken the night that Johan stole that money while I was at Why was at a healing retreat to heal from what? What do you think I need healing from? He took his family to the strip club his nephew works at. He wasn't starving. Trust me. He posted this pic on 10/2 to remind me that he doesn't give a F. You know what? It's crazy, isn't it? It is actually crazy because let's be real. And I don't know how anyone can disagree with this next thing here. Does Yohan give a F about Danielle? It is evident that he does not give a damn about Danielle. It is evident he doesn't give a damn about his relationship. And so be it. That's fine. We are all entitled to not give a damn about what we don't want to give a damn about. You know what I mean? I'm not going to take that away from him. Let him do his thing, right? But this goes back to what I was trying to say before. Why marry someone that you know you don't give a damn? Because you cannot tell me that this guy went into this marriage giving a damn. We all know that he checked out the moment he realized he wasn't coming to America. But you know what Yohan did? Yohan did what anybody else does. He gave himself his own form of false hope. When I say he gave himself his own form of false hope, what I mean is Yohan put himself in a position where he said, you know what? Maybe she'll change her mind. And don't get me wrong. Danielle did have a part to play in that because she did say that we'll stay in the DR for now. She didn't say permanent. She did kind of sway that way a little bit, you know what I mean? So she definitely did use a little bit of manipulation, 100%. But either way, though, this man still decided to run with that little bit and then run with whatever delusion that was also going in his head as well. But it's entirely up to how you want to see that. But we continue. You do need to know that I am good with Yohan, with all the toxic men that I have manifested in my life. Now, that is quite worrying because she said the manifested. You're telling me that you manifested toxic men into your life? You talk about how we all need intensive therapy. Interesting. Very, very interesting line there. I had such a beautiful opportunity with this show to see my own patterns eliminate for me while I was also watching the same patterns healed in my family. I needed this marriage to Yohan. It is such a blessing, even though it doesn't look that way. I appreciate all the love, but trust me, I'm good. Spirit favors me heavy. I mean, listen, at the end of the day in life, sometimes we've got to tell ourselves certain things to keep moving and to do better for ourselves. So at the end of the day, if she wants to tell herself this kind of madness, all right, cool, run with it. Whatever works for you, darling. Whatever works for you, darling. But to just finalize this is just where I stand when it comes to the most recent episode with Yohan and Danielle. And if you haven't seen the most recent episode, you don't know what's going on, I did make a video about that. Please do check it out, okay? It was uploaded before this one, okay? But with that being said, though, the way I look at it is this. We have got two people that decided to go into a relationship. Both of them went into the relationship for the wrong things. They both ended up stabbing each other in the back pretty much. And this is what happens when people choose a path that is not good for them. So Danielle can talk about healing. She can talk about being in the show and it being a blessing or them kind of things. But the thing is, though, is this. This is what Danielle has to recognize about this blessing that she talks about. She cannot sit there and tell us that going on the show was a blessing because she was able to notice certain things. And I tell you why. Because when she went on the show, or at least went into the relationship with Yohan, she went in it without being 100% authentic. And we know this because she gave Yohan hope of certain things that never came true. But also at the same time, when it comes to Yohan also went into this relationship with a certain hope that he was going to get to America and then some. But that was quickly stripped away from him by Danielle. And at that point then, that could have been the point where he could have easily walked away. If anything, it was probably easier for him to walk away because when she came back for the following scene that they did, she made it abundantly clear that we ain't going nowhere anytime soon. At that moment in time is a moment that Yohan could have been like, okay, if that's the case, I'm out. And the reason why he should have said that is because, well, he never loved her. If he loved her, then fair enough. If he wants to stay with her, he loved a different conversation, but love is nothing to do with this relationship. If somebody tells me that there was love in this relationship, oh my goodness gracious me, I may have to tell you the same thing Danielle told us all at the very beginning. You need therapy, intensive therapy. Maybe that's a bit too far, but as far as I'm concerned, where is the love? It was never here. It never existed. Two people with two different agendas. It didn't work out. And to be honest with you, it's gone to a point where it is actually absolutely pathetic. So much to the point where now we've got money being taken without a conversation. You know what I mean? We're now in a position where Danielle's coming out here talking about healing and talking about a whole bunch of gibberish. Like, honestly, there's no healing from a relationship that had two different agendas, because one of you was in it for maybe love, which is Danielle, and also in it for a vacation, which is Danielle. But meanwhile, the other one was in it because they wanted to try and go to America, earn money, and send home. And I think, to be honest, sometimes this is the problem. What is the point of people being together if they are at two different stages in life? Danielle was seeking a man who is not at the same stage that she was at. If she wants a man at the stage that she's at, she's probably going to want to need an older man. Maybe. It really depends. And if you wants a woman at a certain stage, you probably need to go for a younger woman. Maybe. But either way, though, it is what it is. You guys let me know what you're thinking, and we can talk about it. Peace.